In this video, we're going to have a look at solving a linear equation. So here, you're asked to solve the equation 5x plus 3 equals 2 times x minus 9 plus 8 for x. Go ahead and try this on your own first before we take up the problem together. In order to do this, remember that you should go ahead and expand on the right-hand side, the 2 and the x minus 9, and then go ahead and collect any like terms. The key step is then to get all of the terms involving the variable x on one side of the equation, either the left or the right, and all of the terms involving only numbers, so no x's, on the other side of the equation. Once you've done that and collected like terms, divide by whatever the coefficient of x is to isolate for x, and then you've solved the equation. So go ahead, try this out, and we'll continue once you're done. So hopefully you've had a chance to try this. First of all, let's begin by simply writing out what the equation is. So now our first step is on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and expand the 2 through to multiply the x and the negative 9. And let's simplify as much as we can. So the left-hand side is unchanged. On the right, we get 2x minus 2 times 9, which is minus 18, and then we still have the plus 8. So all we've done so far is we've expanded. Next, let's go ahead and collect like terms on the right-hand side just to make things a little bit easier. So minus 18 plus 8 is minus 10. So again, all we've done is we've collected like terms. Our next step is the key one, where we group all the terms containing x on one side of the equation and all the terms without x on the other side of the equation. So we group like terms on opposite sides of equation. So I'm going to group all my x's on the left and all of my number terms on the right. To do this, I have to subtract 3 from both sides of the equation, and I also have to subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. So we've got 5x plus 3, and remember, I'm going to be subtracting 3 and 2x from both sides of the equation, so let me do that in another color so that it's clear. And on the right-hand side, I have 2x minus 10, and again, I'm going to be subtracting 2x, and I'm going to be subtracting 3. What happens is, you can combine like terms, and you'll notice that the 3's cancel out on the left, and the 2x's cancel out on the right. So now, all we have is x terms on the left. We have 5x minus the 2x, so that leaves 3x on the left, and on the right we have like terms negative 10 and negative 3, so just the number terms, and so we end up with negative 13 on the right. Our last step is to isolate for the x by dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, and so we end up with x is equal to negative 13 over 3, which can't be simplified further. So again, just to recap, what we did is expanded on the right-hand side and collected like terms to make it easier for us to then do the very important step of grouping all the terms with x's on one side and all the terms with numbers on the other. It's up to you if the x's go on the left or right, and vice versa. Okay, the key is to have all x's on one side, all numbers on the other side. Once you've done that, you'll have a coefficient in front of your x. The coefficient might work out to be 1, which is fine, in which case you're done. And in our case, if it works out to be a number other than 1, such as 3, which is what we got, you simply divide by that coefficient to isolate and solve for x. So here we get an answer of negative 13 over 3, and if we like, it's a good idea to go ahead and verify that this is correct by substituting it in to the original equation and making sure that the left-hand side of the equation works out to be the same number as the right-hand side of the equation if we substitute this number in. That confirms that we then got the right answer.